Okay, so for this question, this was Unit 1 on the Trig unit test, and we were asked, there was a word problem, and we were asked to find a bunch of different things, such as like the amplitude, period, create an equation, and list transformations. So originally, when I was writing the test, I thought that when I had to write the equation, I had to write it before I was subbing in 10. But um, later on, I realized that I was incorrect. So, but I think that it's important to show this just because it'll help us later on when I talk about the question. So I identified that the minimum was 0.25 meters, max was 2.75 meters, midline. I know midline is max plus min divided by 2, so the midline was at 1.5. Amplitude was max minus min divided by 2, so I know that that was 1.25. And here's the good part. So because it was a wheel, I knew that the period is the wheel, how long it takes to make one revolution. And because it was talking about circumference, I knew that originally the period would be 2 pi. And in order to calculate the k value, it would be 2 pi over 2 pi. 2 pi over the period, and I knew that the period was 2 pi, so the k value was 1. So then I made this original function, which was y is equal to 1.25 sine times 2 pi over 2 pi x plus 1.5. So that was like the base without applying any of the extra information that was given. And I listed the transformations, which are correct, but aren't the ones that you were looking for. But I still think that's important to include this. So now I'm going to look at how this base equation transforms into the other information that I was given. Okay, so this is the continued part of question 1. So it asks to graph two revolutions of the graph. So that's what I graphed. I graphed those there, and I made a scale of going up by 0.25, so that's what I did. Then I determined the equation if it takes 10 seconds to complete a rotation. So because it's saying that it takes 10 seconds to complete a rotation, I know that the period is going to be 10 seconds. So I found the amplitude. It was the same as before, 1.25. Midline was 1.5, so I plugged that in. Then I knew that the k value is 2 pi divided by 10, because the k value is 2 pi over the period. So I knew that, that was the k value. So then I plugged that in, and that was my equation. Then from just looking at the graph, I can really list most of the transformations. Looking at the equation, I can list most of the transformations. So I knew that there is a vertical stretch by 1.25, vertical translation 1.5 units up, and a horizontal stretch by 10 over 2 pi. And yeah, that was really about it for the transformations and the information for this question. And I'm going to just provide a quick picture of, a more detailed picture of the graph as well, close up. Hi, this is just a photo of the original function that I showed you in the first little bit, and the transformed with including the part where the period is 10.